Yeah, this feels like it'll be really stupid. Let's go for it. Sorry, that's a bad intro. Hi! Look at what we're reading today. Dark MAGA. An angsty tale covering the relationship between a man and his maid. That man being ex-President Donald J. Trump and the maid being Elon Musk. A beautiful cover art over here. This is fucking stupid. Let's go for it. Uh, Disclaimer: this one gets really weird. Like, weirder than, it really can. Uh, the following contains, and this is the author's words, not mine, emotional distress, suicide, sexual assault, abuse, betrayal, angst, shootings, death, rape, miscarriage, and explicit sexual content. Viewer discretion is advised. October 6, 2024. I look back at him, smiling. I took my red cap and replaced it with a black one as I grin out the words, "Now I'm Dark MAGA." The crowd cheered as Donnie comes up from behind me and gives me a firm handshake with a sly grin. I revel in the moment, knowing it could be the last photographed moment of us together. It was a cold winter day, and I had just gotten out of bed. My hair was messy and my breath smelly, but I, but, but I knew I had to get ready quick if I wanted an opportunity at such a great job. I look up at the banner hanging from my wall. Donald Trump with his muscular arms and his defined six pack. God, he was hot. God, was he hot. Getting an interview with him was no easy feat. Lots of sucking up. If you know, you know. I grab a black suit and get myself in the shower as From the Start by Luffy starts playing. She always knows what to say. I hurry up, getting ready, and rush out the door to catch my train. I'm heading to the Trump Tower more motivated than ever, knowing my bright future could be mere seconds away. As I walk in, I'm greeted by a nice young lady. "Hello, sir. What's your name?" "Elon. Elon Musk," I whisper shyly. She smiles and tells me to go to level 69 to meet Trump for my interview. As I press the button to send me up an intercom system up in ah as I press the button to send me up, an intercom system breaks through the constant whirring of the elevator. "Who are you?" A hot, masculine voice rang through. "Elon, sir." "Come up," replied the voice. I was trembling as the elevator rose up every floor, and finally it stopped. A light ring was heard and the doors opened. Before I could even step out of the elevator, my breath hitched. In front of me was Donald Trump, my idol. He was smirking at me. I was overjoyed as I smoothly stepped into his office. He gestured to take a seat, so I did. "So," he began, "what position are you applying for?" I smiled weirdly before I responded. Your apprentice, of course." "Your apprentice, of course." Donald's smile dropped a bit. "Oh, then I'm sorry, but I cannot give you this job. Please leave. I'm not gonna do their voices because I can't." You don't want to listen to this entire video of me doing their voices. It's just not worth it. My heart dropped to my balls. "Oh no," I thought. "Sir, please give me a chance. I'm a hard worker. I know how to step over people. I know how to betray my own blood. Please, I was made for this corporate world. Is there any position that I could fill that provides me the opportunity to work with you?" His eyes had a fiery glow. Well, I do require a maid. Was he serious? I worked hard to be someone's right hand man, not a maid. Why would I ever? It pays well and you get extra benefits, Lyle said, overextending the A sound. It pays well and you get extra benefits. He leaned forward, hands clasped on his desk. So, Elon, what do you say? I mean, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. Would have been a fool to give it up. I'll take it. Excellent. You'll have to sign these, he said, pulling out foot thick packets of paper. And once you're done, you may begin. He had a sly grin on his face before he pulled something out. And this will be your uniform. My face dropped. That was a campmate outfit. Is he serious? No way he's serious. But he was. His face remained firm, waiting for me to take the uniform, so I did. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a bit turned on. God, what have I gotten myself into? I thought as I grabbed the uniform and picked up a pen. There we go. Trigger warning. Emotional, suicidal thoughts, essay, abuse. You gotta be fucking kidding me, man. Fuck. For what reason? Okay, let's read. Let's just read it. As I finished blindly signing all the forms, I finally looked back at my new uniform. What the fuck? But this is what I have always wanted. An opportunity to work with the world's greatest businessman who has failed in the majority of his business ventures but continues to persevere. God, he was an inspiration. Once I began signing the forms, Trump got up and left, saying he'd be back once I've gotten appropriately dressed. I'm not sure how he would know when I did get dressed, but that was now my last step to become his sidekick. I took a deep breath and grabbed the uniform. I look around the office, seeing if there's a closet I could run into to change. Nothing. Nervously, I begin to take off my suit, knowing he could come in and any second. How embarrassing is exhilarating. But I'm not a kiss boy. I change as quickly as I can into this degrading outfit, and as I put on the cat ears with bells, I begin to rethink every moment leading up to this. Were all the workers I fired when I brought to Twitter worth this? Yes, they're poor, but were the broken relationships with my 12 kids worth being a cat maid? Yes, because some of my kids are kiss boys, and that's bad. What is this? I'm sorry, what does that mean? Is that like gay? Are Kiss boys, or are they just really big fans of the band Kiss? Let's find out, shall we? Boys. Okay, well that. Alright. Okay. As I begin to think deeper, I realize how lucky I truly am to be in this position. And just as I finish pulling up my see through stockings, the elevator rang. It's him. Well, hello there, Ellie, Donald said with a sexy grin. It's Elon, sir. Not anymore. It's Master now. My face goes pink. Yes, Master. Wow, that came to me like second nature. I'm such a good kiss ass. For a brief moment, a thought touched my mind. Wherever Daddy Trump wants, Daddy Trump gets. A shiver ran down my spine as I saw Trump walking closer to me, until he stopped. Ellie, he said, voice soft. Yes, Master? Please bend down. What? I stuttered out, shocked. You heard me. Bend over. Sir, Master, I don't feel comfortable doing that. Trump sighed, making his way over again. I thought you were a fan of mine. I am, I replied quickly. So why don't you know my number one saying? I do, Master. Make America great again. He chuckled gruffly. Now, have you ever heard of my very popular saying? He said, pushing me close to his desk. Grab them by the pussy. As he finished his sentence, he began to cup my manhood. Yes, master. Good. So you know what I'm about to do, right? But master, I am a boy. Are, are you a kiss boy? Stop saying that. I could barely finish my sentence before I felt a hard hand meet my left cheek. Ah! Don't you ever say that to me again. Yes, master. Donald took a step back and slapped me again. He then brushed his hands off as it cupped my cheek in insurmountable pain. Get out, he said, his eyes stark and unwavering. I did just that. I grabbed my suit and rushed towards the elevator. Yeah, I'm gonna be making those noises. You'll be fine. This isn't a high quality video. You'll be good. Once the door closed, I hurriedly put my suit back on and went straight home. As soon as my door closed behind me, I began to cry. I had blown up an opportunity of a lifetime for something women go through every day. God, am I weaker than a woman? I asked myself. No, I mustn't be. But why would he do that? He's a monster, I thought. It's okay when it happens to women because they're the inferior sex, so obviously they should be treated like that. But me? A man? No, it can't be that Trump was secretly a feminist. He made me feel that way so I'd know how women felt. Sure, that is why he did it. I didn't want to think less of him, but how couldn't I? He treated me a man like he did a woman. Even worse, I couldn't handle it. Then another funny thought crossed my mind. Were women stronger than me? I laughed out loud. Surely not because I'm a man. Surely not because I am a man. And at the end of the day, his slaps hurt more than anything else. If I was being honest, I wanted him in that moment. I mean, no, I didn't, because that's gay as hell. But, like, who can say no to a grown man and baby with the color of a Cheeto? I began to cry again. I'd blown my train job because I couldn't handle some light fondling. Just as I was about to kill myself by running into a Tesla Cybertruck going at full speed, I got a message. Be here at 10 p.m. sharp tomorrow. Okay? Yes, master. Good kidding. So, a voice memo. Meow! Suddenly a weight was lifted from my chest. I fell back into my bed with the phone in my hand, smiling up at the ceiling. Tomorrow was going to be a good day. Late night talks. Yippee. I decided to put a large coat over my uniform so nobody else had to see me like this. As I entered the tower, the receptionist gave me a small wave as I passed the elevator. My heart was beating so fast. The fear of not knowing how he would behave today was almost paralyzing, but I knew I had to preserve. The elevator rang and the doors opened to a dimly lit and empty office. I decided to place my coat on a conveniently placed coat hanger and went to go sit on one of Donnie's chairs. I waited for about 10 minutes in absolute silence before I heard a door open, except it wasn't a normal door. It was a fake bookcase. Partly stunned, I rose from my seat and walked towards the door, yearning for Daddy Trump's muscular figure to walk the room. But he didn't. I began to make my way through the bookcase/door, only to be in a red room. The room had red velvet walls over black carpet. It was also dimly lit through a small orange chandelier placed in the middle of the room. On one corner there were two black leather seats. Were placed around a small table with a bottle of scotch and a few glasses. On the opposite side there was a red upholstered couch facing a window that was currently covered with red velvet curtains. On that couch was where Donnie sat. He had a cup of scotch in his hand, staring at the covered window. "Hey," I said quietly. He didn't respond. I moved to go stand behind the couch. He sighed. "Grab yourself a drink," he instructed. So I made haste and proceeded to pour myself half a glass of scotch. After I placed down the bottle, he called me to go sit next to him. This was the first time I could get a good look at him today. He wasn't using his usual blazer. His white shirt untucked, his tie loose, and his toupee on the ground. He looked sickly, disgusting, one might say, although it did fit him. "I was thinking about what you said last night," he began. "Ellie, I think I might be a kiss boy." "Oh," I replied softly. "I'm still an Alpha Sigma Daddy Protector Wolf Leader Jake football captain, but I think I might be a kiss boy. Years ago," he paused, taking a deep breath and a swig from his drink. There we go. "Years ago, I met this guy. He was charming, sweet, my age. He liked golf as much as I do, but we were too different and I had to let him go. Got into a place where I couldn't be a kiss boy and he could. It hurt so much. The pain turned to anger, so when I had a chance I tried to destroy him, but instead he destroyed me. It reminded me of him. You're both white, so you're usually basically the same person. That's all that really matters. It's Joe Biden, isn't it?" I'm gonna read the next part, and it's gonna be Joe Biden. Unsure of how to continue, I asked, "Who is he?" He chuckled in response. "Joseph Biden." God fucking damn it. "Oh, yeah," he replies. "I want to move on from him, but I'm unsure of how to proceed. Melania, Melanie, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Melanie is a great woman, well, as great as woman can be. She is fit and has a lethal face card. She was sweet enough to agree to peg me, but but that can only sustain me for so long. Need the touch of a man, the love of a man. Could you be that for me, Ellie?" he said, voice full of hope. "I'm not sure. I'm ashamed to admit this, master. Call me Don." "Don. I was also in love with a man not so long ago." Here we go. "We were about to start a very when he miscarried on the way to the hospital and passed away. When since you overturned Roe v. Wade and he wasn't able to get an abortion to save his life. Jeffrey. Jeff was a great soul. We also had a lot in common. I know how hard it is to go through that. And because I know that pain currently, I'm not sure I can help you with yours. I'm sorry, Don." "Don." "No, I'm sorry for your loss. Not about the fact that I was the reason, because I'm heartless when it comes to reproductive rights, but because it happened to you." "Thank you," I softly replied. There was a pause. "Ellie, I need to go home." "Okay, do you want me to call you a cab?" "No, you're driving me and coming with me." "But I don't know how to drive." "And? Wouldn't it be dangerous?" I say worriedly. Don chuckles. "You know, remind you you're a rich white guy? Rich white guy?" "You're right. I'm a rich white guy. I never have to face consequences for my actions." We chuckle to ourselves for a bit, relishing in our privilege as rich white males in America. Then Don stands up and gathers his things, almost leaving behind his toupee. He puts it on haphazardly as I put on my cloak. He throws his keys at me, and we head to the parking garage. We drive to his penthouse in silence. Once we arrive, I give his keys to the valet and follow him as he steps into the elevator. Despite the elevator ride having only been mere seconds, it felt like a lifetime. Before we arrived to his floor, he took a deep breath in and said, "Just letting you know, if Melanie is up, things can get a bit messy. Just stand to the side." "Okay." A bell alerts the penthouse of our arrival. As soon as the door opens, Don pushes me to the side of the elevator as the glass comes crashing against where I had previously stood. Melanie was up. Oh god, here we go. Everyone in my house is awake. How am I gonna yell these? Okay. Fuck off. Fuck off. Okay. I have a guest over, you despicable woman. Shut the fuck up. How many times do I have to tell you not to bring your male prostitutes into my house? I could give two shits if you did this at the White House because I didn't care for it. But in my own home, you never let me live down my loss in the 2020 election. You always have to bring that up. What have you done? All you've done is married a rich man and gotten pregnant by him. And it was the biggest regret of my life. I'm sure your mother felt the same way when she chose not to abort you. Your very existence is a disservice to the universe. Go to hell! I'm already there! She said, storming away. It's so fucking stupid. So fucking stupid. Fuck off, man. Don looked at me ashamed, but did not meet my eyes. He began to walk upstairs and signaled for me to follow him. We came upon a room with double doors. He opened it, and it was the whitest room in the world. White walls, white sheets, white bed frame, white everything. I'm sorry about her, he began. She's a little bitter. I mean, she's a woman, so she'll be hysterical forever. So there's not much I can do but rebuttal. I nod. Don points to a door. That's the bathroom in case you need it. Rips off his shirt, revealing his muscular beer belly and marked tan lines. He buckles his belt and throws off his shoes and pants. As Don climbs into bed, he signals for me to join him. I'm sorry, but I'm not ready, I say. Oh, silly, come here to sleep. Oh, I say cheerfully. He pulls the cover to make room for me, and I take off my coat and cat ears and my shoes, and get into bed with him, and turn away from him, unsure of what to do. Feel his hands on my hip. My breath hitches, continues sliding his hand over my body, pulls me close to him, snuggle his face into my sweaty head. I begin to fall asleep, but not before I feel something near my butt, his member. Oh fuck! Fuck! Trigger warning: suicide, betrayal, emotional. Okay, before I do that, I'm gonna drink some water. I'm gonna be honest. I took a break. I took a shower. I ate. I drank more water. Matter of fact, I'm about to drink some water right now. All right, let's do this. Trigger warning: suicide, betrayal, emotional. And he provides some lovely imagery over here. Yep, those are emojis, yes. My heart raced as I felt him behind me. He slid his hand further down my stomach towards my pickle. He turned me around, ripped off my maid apron, and threw it across the room. He pulled up my skirt and ripped my tights. I want you so bad, musky baby. Musky baby. Me too, Don, I said as he pulled my member out of my underwear and took off his own clothes. Fuck, was he small. I mean, like Chino small. Like it would only take 2 ants to carry it small. Like genuinely micro penis. He grabbed my thighs and put his moist mouth around my little guy. Fuck, I said as he bobbed up and down, his chin fat hitting my family jewels every time he did it. I said, got closer, but then he stopped. He lifted himself up and aligned his glorious asshole to my Elon Jr. Don't you want me to prep you? No, he says with a mischievous grin. I like it rough. Just as he finished his sentence, I feel him let himself fall on my lap. Fuck! I scream out from the pain of a 300-pound man's hitting my boxy, bony body. But he keeps doing it, and I like to torture myself, so I let him. No more than a minute passes before he's out of breath and splatters his semen on me as he lets out a loud moan. Oh, yeah! Just as we finished, we hear a knock at the front door. Melanie shouts an insult at us to get it. So I put on Don's white shirt and head out to open it. Before me stands Joseph Biden. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me! I let out a gasp. He seems equally shocked to see me. Is Donnie here? Yes, meekly. Yeah, he's upstairs. Don, I say as Biden gives me a look up and down. As soon as Don sees who's on at the door, he rushes down the stairs, pushing me to the side. Biden, what are you doing here? I came to talk to you because I thought maybe we could work through things, but it's obvious you've already moved on. Biden, honey, it's been 4 years. This is the first man I've had a serious relationship since you left. It's a relationship with since you left. Even then, it's not that deep. Please, baby, give me another chance, Don said, getting on his knees for the second time that night. No, Donnie, he said, voice breaking. Like you, I have the self-respect to take a step back when things can't continue, and this relationship obviously must not continue, he said, while tears streamed down his face. Enjoy your little slut. The last words spoken by Biden before he ran into the elevator, spamming the door close button as fast as he could at his dinosaur age. Fuck, Don said, head in his hands while I was curled up against the wall, holding back tears. What was that? I asked, trying to keep myself together. Why did you say we weren't serious? Well, Don said, we met 3 days ago. But we made love just now. Did that mean nothing? I came in you. For the love of God, shut up. I don't have the mental ability to deal with your tantrums right now. Leave my penthouse or stay. I don't care right now, Don said in a defeated voice as he threw a vase at the wall and went upstairs and left me there crying. Biden's point of view. As I pressed the ground button with tears filling my eyes, I knew what I had to do. I couldn't keep going without my Donnie love bug. I couldn't live without him. If I didn't mean enough to him to stay celibate, maybe I'm not worth anything else. My heart was pounding in my chest as tears flooded down my face. I ran into the street and made my way to the Brooklyn Bridge. Of course, I did have to switch to walking because I'm old as fuck and don't have the coordination to run, much less run a country, just like my little Boo Bear. It was about 3 a.m. when I reached the bridge. Life without Donald was not worth living. So as I stepped onto the ledge, I let my memories of him fled over me. The time when he challenged me to golf and we ended up having sex after the debate. Or the time he called me after Melania Melania. I still don't know how to say her name. Pushed his hand away and needed someone to hold him. I sigh, taking a step back from the ledge of the bridge. I realized I could get Donnie back regardless of any slight he may be with. However, I am old and I could barely stay upright on a bike. So as I took my step back, I fumbled. My life is flashing before my eyes. Donnie, Donnie, Obama, Donnie. I decided to accept my fate, letting myself fall into the New York water. As I it felt like hitting concrete, which broke most of my brittle bones but left me alive. I was in an insurmountable amount of pain from Donnie and my injuries, but I let the water wash that away. Each wave hitting me and leaving, take away all my pain. I knew when I next woke up, I'd be able to look up to Donnie from hell. Even though I'm a Democrat, I still supported and funded genocide, so I'm definitely not going to heaven. I let everything go. God bless America was my last stop before I finally let go fully. He is fucking dead. Jesus. Sugar warning, inks, shooting, mention of death. How many fucking. How many of these are we gonna have? Elon's point of view. I stay sobbing on the floor for an hour after Biden left. Once I finally regain my composure, I get up and walk out of his penthouse. Each step I take as I leave feels like pins in my feet, leaving behind the man I love, because I know he will never love me as much as he loves Biden. I walk home, tears streaming down my face. The world is silent. The big city is never silent, almost as if it can feel my pain. When I get home, I shut off my phone and cry myself to sleep, only to wake up 3 hours later to a banging on my door. Elon, open please. Ellie, are you in there? It's Trump. I don't answer. The thumping continues until he finally breaks down my door, leaving a Trump-shaped hole as a result. There you are, he says as he grabs my face lovingly. I push him away. Yes, I'm here. Now leave me, I say bitterly. He looks like he's about to cry when he says, I can't. I can't lose you too. I get it. The love of your life left you. I don't see what that has to do with me. Breaking into sobs, he responds, Ellie, he didn't just leave me. He left everyone. He jumped off a bridge last night. My heart sank. My poor baby Donnie was hurting, but my nemesis Joe was dead. I never felt so gracious and upset at the same time. Alright. I opened my arms for Donnie to run into them. I felt his body lard up against my Cybertrunk-like frame. I took a whiff of his oily yellow hair. God, he smelled so bad, but I was so at home. It'll be okay, I repeated softly in his ear for what felt like an eternity. God, I love this man, even after what he had put me through. He laid in my arms until he was able to finally pull himself together and explain how it went down. I fought hard to keep my smile back. Once he finished, we cuddled for a while, and he went home to get ready for his next rally. When he left, I put on My Kink is Karma by Chappell Roan and danced like the world did when Hitler died. My dancing ceased when I got a message from Trump. It read, Donnie. Hey, Elon. In light of recent events, I don't think we should see each other anymore. You're still invited to come and talk at my rally tonight, but I don't think we should meet each other afterwards. I have too much to process with the death of my soulmate. Thank you. I was left flabbergasted. How dare he refer to Biden as his soulmate? That wrinkly bag of bones. I should be his soulmate. His death should have brought us closer, not drift us apart. I throw my phone across the room in a fit of rage and put on a full black suit to wear to his rally. In one hand, I had my red MAGA hat, and in the other, my black one. The world had no idea what storm I was about to bring to them. At the rally, it was my turn to go up now and speak. My heart pounded thinking of how shocked everyone would be. And now, I'm Dark MAGA, I say as an audience erupts in cheers. Huzzah! Hooray! I hear some say. I knew I was awesome sauce. Awesome sauce that Donnie would no longer be able to have. Just as I was about to skip off the stage, my tummy began to twist and I get nauseous. Uh-oh, I began thinking as bile began climbing up my throat. I got to stage as soon as I could, make it into the bathroom to throw up. After I finished hurling, I thought back to what might have caused that, and nothing rung a bell until, no, it couldn't be. Could it? Could I be? I ran to the nearest CV. No fucking way. I ran to the nearest CVS and bought a pregnancy test. I pissed on the stick and waited. The Lord was not on my side since I saw the second red line pop up. Fuck, I thought. I don't want to do this anymore. Deny, delay, depose. Debussy. It had been a month since I found out I was pregnant with Donnie's baby. Wait, how does that work? Didn't you put your penis in him? Uh, okay. Let's just move on. It had been a month since I found out I was pregnant with Donnie's baby, and yet I still hadn't told him. The thought of contacting him while he was conquering the world was nauseating. My little orange peel getting everything he desired. What a dream. Just as I was about to start jerking off to gay anime porn, I got a call. Donald J. Trump. I hesitated, took a deep breath, and answered. Ellie? Elon? Are you there? Are you okay? Trump screamed into the phone worriedly. Yeah, I am. Why? I asked slyly, loving his sick worry for me. Thank God. Have you not seen what happened to that United Health CEO? Let me save you the work. He was shot and killed. Put on Fox News right now. I do as I do as he tells me because I'm brainless, and I'll take any chance to kiss his ass. As I put Fox News, I see the most handsome man in the entire world. Better than Trump. Better than Miku Binder Thomas Jefferson. He has been discovered to be Luigi Mangione. I'm gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna fucking kill myself. His naturally tan skin, which I would normally hate, his chiseled jaw and abs, his intelligence, all matched up with a killer smile and cute curly hair. God damn, fine shoddy for real. I mean, if I had the opportunity to meet him, I would eat that man up. Some people need to die. My thoughts are interrupted by Trump's grating voice. Ellie, do you see it? Fuck yeah, I see it, I thought to myself. Yeah, I do. That's so scary. I say as I realize I too am a billionaire who screwed over many people's lives and left them with nothing but pain. Ellie, I have another rally soon. I want you to be there. Be near me as so I can protect you. I'm not sure. Please, I'll make you a part of my cabinet. Make a new place for you. Something where the acronym is Doge, like your old scammy cryptocurrency. Just please come. My penis is getting hard. Okay, where are we going to meet? I asked. My driver will pick you up soon, Trump said before taking a brief pause. I love you. Before I could answer, he ended the call. My hand laid atop my stomach that was growing mine, hiding Trump's love child, which gave me an idea. I could use one of my dozen children as to be my human shield. Surely no moral human would ever shoot a child. God, I am a great guy, I thought to myself as I called up their mother and asked to see my child for the first time in 2024. When the children arrived, I strapped one to my front and one to my back, fully secured of all threats. I waited for Trump to call, but there was nothing until I heard a ring on my doorbell. His driver. He escorted me to an empty car and took me to a private jet hangar. When I boarded with my kids, there I saw Trump, his goldfish-looking eyes of white tan lines, his crow's feet that come from hate, not happiness. My baby was in front of me. Yeah, that's how I feel too. I get it, fam. I get it. My dad just texted me. Do I put him off because I'm reading a story right now? I feel, I feel like that's like bad karma. Okay, give me 1 second. There we go. He did not say anything, just pointed to the people in front of him. Some irrelevant characters in my life. It would be a lie to say I was not upset. I did not want to share him today, but I guess I would have to do. I gave my children to some flight attendant and sat down next to Trump, who was facing a table. On the table laid McDonald's food. Of course my baby bear would order this. We had our photo taken, and I was enjoying myself when suddenly my stomach hurt. I ran to the bathroom to throw up. Unfortunately, the plane was going through turbulence, and I was thrown against every which wall. I did not feel good. I put my hands to my head and felt blood. Just then I remembered. My baby! What if I miscarried? Oh God, what if I was tried for murder for accidental abortion that I just had that was extremely traumatic for me? My blood was racing, tears falling down my face, before I remembered. I'm not a woman! Quickly I wiped my tears away and got up. I fixed the wound on my head, began to walk out before I saw Trump heading for me. He looked worried. Are you okay? It sounded pretty bad in there, he said. Yeah, nothing too bad. But I do need to tell you something important, I said, my voice shaking. Does it have to be right now? I'm kind of busy. Yes, it does, I say, grabbing his hands. He pulled back. What is it? He asked, impatiently, oozing uncomfortableness. I'm pregnant. Yeah, I'm gonna kill myself. All right. Trigger warning. Implied rape. What the fuck? Okay, we gotta hold on a second. We gotta calm down. I think we're losing the plot a little bit. Abort it. That seems about right. Hi, Dad. Did you ever go to the movies with your friends? Yes, I did, Dad. Thank you for asking. Abort it. What? I asked, completely taken aback. I said to abort it. I can't have another child, and especially not one with a man. Abort it, he said, restrained. No, I stuttered out. I'm keeping it. I thought you were pro-life. Where did this come from? He laughed gruffly. I'm only pro-life when it does not affect me. Otherwise, I say let it die. You're joking, right? Are you actually being serious right now? I asked, becoming increasingly worried for the safety of my child. Yes, I'm serious. I have my receptionist schedule your appointment for next week, he said, brushing off my worry and walking away. You can't do that! I exclaimed a little louder than I meant to. He laughed a villainous laugh while coming close to my ear, my long ear hairs tingling when he whispered to me, Your body, my choice. Shocked, I stayed where I was, looking at him wobble away. We did not speak for the rest of the flight. When we got off, I strapped my children to me again, and began thinking back on why I would have ever let myself fall for a man like this. But as I reminisced, I began to understand myself. There's just something about his lack of eloquence, his unnatural tan, his guttural way of speaking, his unattainable body shape, his Diet Coke diet, and his racist, homophobic, and transphobic personality really just make me cream my pants. I owe him so much, and I owe him a great inauguration speech at his rally. I looked upon the crowd ever expressing my want to colonize Mars, and I stand proud. Proud of being white. Proud of being a cis man. Proud of being a dad to 12 kids I never speak to. Proud of being rich. Proud of being an immigrant who did this all. Hashtag immigrants. We get the job done. Hashtag only white immigrants, though. So proud I decide to take my hand to my chest and shove all the hate in my heart to the crowd, making sure just the tip of my fingers are up so I have enough implausible deniability that I did not just do a Nazi salute, but some other symbol that the erratic fanbase cannot come up with. Once I get off the stage, I see Trump's face and I feel rage and love and pity and pride. I just want him to love me and to let me love him. I walk down the stage, past him, and into a town car that takes me to the hotel. Once there, I drop my children off with the driver and I go to my room. I hold my stomach while staring at the popcorn ceiling and imagine I was looking at the stars in a field of dandelions with Trump by my side. The world frozen around us. Nothing matters in the moment but his pig-like eyes and my button ones would be holding each other in peace, fawning the fear of what other people might say, with no expectations to be evil, just us and our fetus. But alas, I was alone in a hotel room while he celebrated his big win with his wife and his other children. Next morning, I woke up to a knock at my door, expecting it to be my god-forsaken children, only to open it and be met with the eyes that haunt my dreams. He does not speak before he begins to kiss me, his dry lips meeting mine with a passionate rush. You did so good, he said in between kisses. Confused, I attempt to push him, but he won't let up. Thank you, but I began. Shush, he said, pushing me onto the bed and taking off my bottoms and flipping me over, spreading my legs and inserting his moist fingers into me. I can't. He covered my mouth with his sausage hands. He took his other fingers out and inserted his small cock into my ass. My, hi, Dad. We saw the Demon Slayer movie. My dad wants to see him, the movie. I mean, God, where was I? He took his other fingers out and inserted his small cock into my ass. It was not nearly as painful as his finger. It felt like it was just the tip of a pen cap, but it was his whole dick. Every thrust, he'd smash his body into me, similar to how a waterbed moves. In no less than 2 minutes, he was done, pushed himself off of me, nearly breaking my back in half in the process, put his clothes back on, and was heading to the door. Dad, you chose like the worst time to start texting your son. This is like the worst thing I could be doing at this possible moment. Stay, please, I said. Huh? He asked, genuinely sounding like he did not hear me. Stay. Oh no, I have lives to run. I plan on endangering minority citizens, withdrawing from the World Health Organization, pardoning domestic terrorists, worsening climate change, firing all minority hires, making life worse for LGBT youth. You know, the usual stuff. I didn't respond. Your appointment is on the 23rd, by the way, he said before he closed the hotel door. I wanted to bash my head against the wall, scream, and cry until my lungs gave out. We were supposed to be doing those things together. This. The switch. It was done. The baby was gone. My baby was gone. I felt broken. A part of me died and was never coming back. I understand why women would ever willingly get an abortion. It's so painful, and if I didn't know any better, I'd think they do it out of necessity, not fun. But I'm a man, therefore I do know better, and all women are just evil witches, and that's why they want to keep the right to choose. There was an emptiness inside of me, a darkness. I felt the need to show these dark feelings, so I put on some cutesy eyeliner and some fishnet stockings accompanied by a long black trench coat and demonias. I made my way to Trump's office. Now I'm in White House, our White House. I knock on his door, not bothering for an answer before I enter. Elon? Says confused. Is there anyone else here? Is there anyone else here? I asked, looking around. No, but why are you here? Why are you dressed like that? Did you get that? I take off my coat and let it drop to the ground. Oh, Trump says, partially in a trance. I stride over to him with the confidence of a hippo. I, I lean down to look at him, take his greasy face in between my hands, take his jello-like double chin swishing back and forth, and I kiss him. Oh, Elle, I don't think it's wise to do that here. But I don't listen. I begin to make my way south of him, caressing his flabs before unbuckling his belt. No, stop, Elon. What has gotten into you? He says as I begin to take his small, pulsating penis into my mouth. You, I reply smugly, before quickly returning to the task at hand. Literally. Oh, ah, mmm. Daddy Elon, he moaned out. You're my bitch now, I told him. Yes, I'm your good boy. I grabbed his tie and pulled him from his desk before letting myself sit in the presidential chair. I began to stroke my own dick while he just watched in amazement. I smacked his gelatinous ass and had him turn around, grabbed his hate handles, and smashed him onto my cucumber, nearly breaking my boxy thigh bones in half. He let out a sharp moan with my below average penis barely fitting inside of him. He begins to bounce and bounce and bounce on my dick, riding it like nobody ever has. Up here, little slave. I'll do anything for you, Elon, baby. Oh. Just then, a representative walked in with a new bill, and my dad asked me something. I asked my dad what he thought about the uh, Demon Slayer preview we thought. It looked pretty dope. Looks like some interesting characters, especially that blue dude. Alright, back to it. Oh, should I? Yeah, I'll just go. No, I say. Bring them over here for my little puppy to sign. Sir? The rep asked, looking at Donald J. Trump, but he was too busy riding my dick to give a coherent answer. I'm in charge now. Put the paper in front of him, and he will sign. Just like that, Trump began to sign all the new bills, while riding my dick. Diversity hires? Gone. Trans rights? Gone. Financial aid? Gone. Tariffs? High. Lower grocery costs? Nowhere in sight. ICE? Ready to tear families apart. Donald Trump. Bumbling buffoon and my billionaire dick. I'm sorry. I, I wasn't expecting this. Stranger things. We were in Trump's office when we get the alert. A video of Trump sucking on my tootsies has been displaying on government screen. Ruh-roh, I say as the rest of the cabinet members check their own phones. I can see J.D. Vance's face light up with glee as he watches the video, although he quickly tries to hide it. The room is dead silent as the cabinet members stare at us. So we had a couple of glasses of champagne that day, I begin to say, before I'm interrupted by Trumpy. It's AI, it's AI, all of that is AI. You know how crazy AI is nowadays. Back in my day, all we had was Godzilla, and he kept rambling, but I zoned out. As much as I revealed him, I could only tolerate hearing his voice for at most 5 minutes, for I wanted to rip my own eardrums out and stomp on them in hopes of being able to stop hearing his god-awful voice. I excused myself from the table and made my way into the hallway. I could not tolerate his rejection of my love. The video was not AI. In fact, I had filmed that video in hopes of adding it as the opening scene to our sex tape. As I paced the halls in a measurable amount of sadness, I saw JD come out of the office. Hey, he said, looking a bit perplexed. Hi, Dad. My father is going to watch Demon Slayer. Nice. Hey, he said, looking a bit perplexed. Hi, I said in my usual robotic voice. Is everything okay? You seem a bit uneasy as you walked out of the office. Oh, yeah, you know how it is. I just don't like people making up lies and spreading truth. I say, hoping he'd run off to fuck the couch and leave me alone. But he doesn't. Instead, he asks, which is the lie? That Trump sucked your toes or that it was AI? I pretended to look appalled. Are you serious, Vance? He gives me a sassy look. Well, which is it? I don't answer, and I walk away hearing the office door open and shut again. Trump had just betrayed me in front of my future wedding party. I was so hurt. I messaged him. That really hurt my feelings, Bubba. Donnie. Jesus Christ, we'll talk about it later. I threw my phone across my room and flung myself on my bed. What a cunt. Trump's point of view. Before I do that, I am drinking water. Where did I put my water bottle? There you are. There's my water bottle. Come, get over here. Get over here, you piece of shit. Okay, come on. Come here. Vance comes back into the conference room, but I hardly notice as I'm still lecturing about God knows what. After our meetings about how to ruin America and create problems only we can solve, taken from the book How to Become a Dictator 101, Vance stays behind. Vance stays behind. I expect him to leave after I begin to make my ascension to my EP couch, but he doesn't. Then he speaks. I know about you and Elon. But what? No, that's crazy. There's nothing between Elon and I say quickly, hoping he bought my smooth recovery. However, Vance begins to make his way to my EP couch. With a sultry whisper, he says, "You have a press conference in 10 minutes." Immediately, I'm hard. Who doesn't get hard when an overgrown tomato whispers in their ear? Most moment passes and he waddles away. Great. Now I can't take my much-needed nap. So, Mr. Trump, was that video of you deep-throating Elon Musk's toes AI? I hesitate for a second before responding. Yes, but stranger things have happened. Just like that, the interview was over. People were heading out of my office so I can finally take my nap. My tummy feels funny. I think to myself before J Daddy steps into my path. I wanted to talk to you about important business matters regarding the politics and economic state of the world, he began as the reporters exited my office. I attempted to wave him off, but he persists until he and I are the only ones left. And he begins. I know you and Elon are sleeping together. I know all of your dirty secrets. Defeated, I sigh. Okay, what do you want? I want you. Oh, I don't, I say, before I change my mind. You know what? Sure, another one couldn't hurt. J Dummy grins in excitement and makes his way to me. Elon's point of view. I finally cool off by watching my Tesla stock plummet and convincing myself it will be okay because I like low numbers, like low employment rates, low wages, and low taxes, but only for the rich. I walk myself to Trump's office, hoping to wake him up by jumping around him in excitement as I show off how I can balance small objects in my fingers. However, I'm instead the one who is surprised. Oh, fuck. Your fat feels like the couch cushions. That's JD's voice, talking about my fat fuck of a boyfriend. I barge in a rage, catching them in the act. Trump with his face pushed into the couch, ass all the way up, and Vance thrusting slowly behind him. A white liquid drops onto the couch as they disengage. JD smiles, eyes dead. Trump does not look up, and then he snores. I would go slap him awake, but at that age, it's just elder abuse. Instead, I go to JD. You dumb, crumple biscuit. Yeah, you will rue the day you dare betray me. I see as Vancy pulls up his pants and walks away. Oh, that melanin changed hell will get his ass handed to him. Melanin challenge. Melanin challenge hell. I'm gonna have to use that. I begin to plot on Trump's computer. I see that he, along with Vance and various other cabinet members, have a Discord chat together. Alpha Squad. Trump says I'm not in it because their humor is not the same level as mine. Regardless, I add a journalist to the server. I wait for replies to come in, but instead Vance is the only one to put something in. Seems about right. I chuckle. Then I stop. Everyone reacts to his message with a thumbs up. Success. Despite my plan, Despite my amazing plan, I cry myself to sleep at night knowing Trump will never accept us for our true love, will never fully love me like he loved Biden. Days later, Trump got our group chat leaked with the war plans. What a buffoon! Trump says to me, I nod in agreement. A buffoon indeed. Suddenly, Trump throws up. Ah, god damn it, not again. Then think to myself. Then the realization hits. Whose baby is it? So, so some people shouldn't have access to like Photoshop and stuff. The ghost. Oh god, here we go. Elon's point of view. What? Trump looks at me, eyes watering with lack of oxygen. Whose baby is it? I repeat nonchalantly. Well, it's yours, of course, he says a bit angrily as he attempts to get off the couch, struggling to his bulbous figure. Right, but you had sex with Fancy Boy. How do you know it's mine? I say indignantly. I will not tolerate this behavior, especially not in my present condition. Hey, Dad. How you too, Dad? Have a good night. He says, finally managing to stand up. Plus, he adds, we don't even know if I'm pregnant. It won't be the first time you seriously get on a couple of pounds, I say in a hushed tone. What's that? Trump says, eyeing me like I'm a 4-year-old Mexican cancer patient that he just deported. Nothing, I replied, rolling my eyes and making my way out of his office. As I close the door, I hear him sigh. I walk back to my room and flop on my bed. Ugh, he's such a dick, I think to myself before I drift off to sleep for a nap. I wake up to sausage fingers trailing down my spine. It's Trump. I can tell because the bed sank by about a foot when the person to whom the hands belonged to sat down. Hey, baby, guess what? I'm pregnant, he said, smacking my ass like a drum while announcing it. Great. What's wrong? Are you still mad about fans? I'm sorry, but it was just in the heat of the moment thing. I truly believe this baby is yours. I sigh, flipping myself over and sitting up. I look him in his pig-like eyes. Nothing stares back at me. Soulless, thoughtless. I look away. I can't look at you right now, I confess to him. I'm getting real sick and tired of you in this act. Woe is me, I'm a trillionaire who got cheated on. Wow, wow, boo fucking who. You always. I bet you wouldn't talk to Joe like that. A silence. Whack! Keep my husband's name out your fucking mouth. So fucking stupid. So fucking stupid. I hate you. I hate everything about you. Why did you write this? Husband? I question, holding my cheek. I look at Trump, who is simmering with so much rage his face is going red. Something I previously thought impossible to his overall orange color. Yes, husband. There. I married him. I never married Melanie. She was just a beard, but she fell in love with my amazingly good looks and wallet. Megan was never my bride. Joe was always my true love, and I will never let you speak to him in any manner. Speak of him in any manner. That's my big truth. Margaret has never been and will never be my lover. It has always been Joe. You have no right to ever mention him. I love you, but Joe, oh Joe, he will always have my heart. If you cannot respect that, then I cannot do this with you. So leave. What? Leave. I cannot have you loving another man, knowing that when I'm with you, you'll always be thinking of Joe, always missing him, longing for him. So leave. Leave me be. Unburden me of your adoration, I say, tears streaming down my face. Trump looks at me, his sagging face seeming sag even further. All right then, he says, before clearing his throat and getting off my bed, launching me into the air about an inch in the process. He walks towards the door, opening it slightly, before looking back and saying, "But just so you know, I really do love you, Ellie. I love you so much, I don't think I could live without you." Vance meant nothing. And while I love you, I will always love Joe. The same I know you'll always love Jeff. I look up at him, eyes cold as ice. "Get out. That was my proud huz. I almost had a child with him. You have no right. He is nothing like Joe was to you. Leave." I heard the door slam shut and heavy footsteps down the corridor, letting me know he had left. I sobbed uncontrollably. Oh, why had Eros been so cruel to me? Heaven knows I try so hard to be the best I can. I created a space station. I funded it. I created rockets to send people into space. I gave money to the people who to make rockets and had wealthy people pay to ride in them for 11 minutes. And I created the best electric vehicles. I bought a company that made electric vehicles. 4 months later. Ring ring, ring ring. Hello? I say groggily. Hello, is this Elon Maybelline Musk? Yes, this is. Yes, this is he. I'm Nurse. I keep getting a bunch of texts today. My mom texted me, "Help." One word. I'm gonna go see what she needs. So my mom texted me, "Help." One word. And it was to bring her a pizza that she had put in the oven, put out, and put in the microwave, and then bring her a knife, as if those weren't things she could do herself. I love my mother. I she is the best mother in the world. She she's she needs to she needs to not do things like that. Let's. Hi, I'm Nurse Harris Hubert. Yes, Nurse Hubert. And I wanted to inform you Donald Trump was recently admitted into the hospital. The president has you down as his emergency contact. My heart drops to my balls. Oh, fuck. Trigger warning. Mentions of a miscarriage, death, gay sex. God, God fucking damn it. Someone's point of view. He's under my care now. I'll make him suffer. I make him pay for what he did to her, my glorious babe. He will pay. Elon's point of view. I'm rushing. How long is this? That's the longest one yet, I think. I'm rushing my truck, now pimped out with rainbow wheels and a rainbow body, to the hospital. I cannot lose Donnie. I cannot lose another man to childbirth. I can't lose Donnie. 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 You have arrived at your destination, the lady from Maps says as I pull into the hospital convenient drop-off zone labeled "Emergency. Do not park." I leave my Cybertruck running for the valet to park and rush into the door. "Sir, please do not park later," I say, rushing to the help desk to find where my Donnie is. It is mildly comforting knowing I still have adoring fans, even at a hospital. "Hello," says the receptionist. "What can I assist you with today?" My boyfriend boyfriend was admitted today, and I got a call to come down. All right, what was his name, and what's yours? I lean down. Donald Trump is his name, and mine is Elon Musk. Oh, she makes a repulsed face. Right. He's in the 13th floor with the hospital in room 420, he says in a bored tone, while making a hand signal to go away. How rude. Normally I would make a big deal, but I'm in a rush, so I leave to go find an elevator. However, I make a note to myself to tweet about this later. I do run a sh- I do a run I'm sorry. I do run a Shane Dawson run to the elevator, then to his room. Then I open his door. I see he's not alone. There's a woman there, by his side, holding, no, clutching his hand like her life depended on it. She's weeping. Oh, hell no. Who are you? I demand to the woman. She looks up, startled but still clearly distraught. Claudia, she responds. Claudia Scheinbaum. Oh, fuck no. That Mexican bitch ain't gonna steal my man. Her people are already stealing hardworking American jobs that were open to them because nobody is willing to work them, especially not for as cheap as they're getting paid. But regardless, stealing. I will not let her steal my beautiful boy. Who are you? She says with a heavy accent. Well, I'm his boyfriend, Elon Musk. You have to leave. I demand it. I say, sounding as strict as I possibly can. That's weird, because I'm his girlfriend. My heart drops to my balls again. His what? I say in a whisper so faint a pin falling would be louder. His girlfriend, she says, wiping her tears and letting go of Donnie's hand. This would probably be funner if I knew who this lady was. Besides Mexican, of course. I got the call that he was here and I was putting as his emergency contact. How did you know he was here? She says defensively, reaching for his hand again. The same. The same, I say, defeated. So has anyone talked to you about why he's here? I utter, finally admitting defeat, walking over to his bed. She looks up with the same disgust look Millie Bobby Brown has whenever she recognizes gay people exist. I'm sorry, what the fuck did Millie Bobby Brown do? I'm not familiar with what she does. Yeah, she says before she takes a deep inhale. Apparently, he's pregnant and is miscarrying. At first, I didn't want to believe it. I was so confused as to why that could happen. But then I guess I know how. I guess I know now, she managed to say before bawling again, although I couldn't tell if it was out of disgust, pain because she was cheated on, or pain because her lover was in such critical state. Oh, was all I could manage to say. It was my fault. My big, horny self's fault. They say it's because of his age, he said once she finally calmed down a bit. The doctor said he's as old as a dinosaur. It'd be an actual miracle if he ever carried that baby to term. Really, it's a blessing. No more of his offspring is being born. I mean, come on, what do they expect? He's like ancient. He's too old to be running this country, much less to be expecting a father. It's elder abuse if he were to give birth. He said that while talking to the nurse or someone else. All he said to me directly was, "Orange man too old, baby and man don't come out alive. R.I.P." Her voice began to break. I can't I can't do this. I can't do this, he said, dropping his hand hurriedly and rushing out the door. I put a hand out to reach her, but she was gone before I could begin to understand. I moved to where she was sitting and take Donnie's hand in mine. I began to pray. Dear Satan, someone's point of view. I don't even have to do anything. This bastard is taking himself out. Must have fallen out of a coconut tree. Ah, shit. Ah, shit, it's her. It's her. Elon's point of view. I fell asleep to the rhythmic beat of the machines holding his hand. However, I woke up to nobody on the bed. I quickly push myself up and look around with crazy eyes. Donnie? I yell out. Ellie! I hear him say as he walks out of the bathroom in his hospital suite. I run to him, hugging him as tightly as possible. I can't believe you're okay. The doctor said you wouldn't make it. I knew I shouldn't trust medicine. I love you, I say, grabbing his greasy, squishy face between my hands. I love you so much. I've tracked anything bad I've said. I love you so much it hurts. I can't bear the thought of you leaving me. I don't care if you were with Claudette. I just care that you're here. I just care that you're here right now with me, I say, smiling with tears streaming down my face. Oh, Ellie, I love you too. So much. But I'm not here. You're the greatest thing that has ever happened to me. Forget Biden. Forget Claudette. Forget everyone. You're my one and true love, he says in a raspy voice before he grabs me and gives me a long, passionate, moist kiss. I want you so bad, I say to him afterwards. I know you're in a lot of pain, but I need you. Being so close to losing you, He starts kissing me again, his pig-like stubble scratching my chin. Ew. He unbuttons my shirt, unbuckles his pants, removes my shoes and underwear. He's panting heavy. I rip his hospital gown off. He takes off his Miku binder. It's just us two. Two bodies, two hearts, one soul. He reaches down to grab my 2-inch hard penis. He gets on his knees and takes me all in, his cheeks going mildly hollow, as hollow as they would let me since he has so much fat in them. Ooh! I say, grabbing his toupee and throwing it. Yes, I say, face fucking him. Then he stops. Turn over, he demands. So I do. He takes me to the hospital bed and bends me over. He starts smacking my ass. This one is for liking Jeff more than me. And this one is for, he says while I let out the most sluttish moan. Please, I say, before he spanks me again. Fuck me. He licks him hand and rubs his micro penis. Like penis so small a dust bunny could cover the entirety of it. Nonetheless, he sticks it into me. I don't quite feel it, but I can assume it's in because he starts hitting his body with mine. Fuck, I say, grabbing onto the hospital sheets. He begins stroking my tater-tot-sized cucumber, and I'm already so close to coming. It sounds like he is too. Yes! 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 He keeps yelling until he finally yells at it. Yippee! I open my eyes. Donnie's hands is still in mine. He's laying in bed, looking as bad as always. It's not him making the noises. It's the machine. He's flatlining. Tears well up in my eyes. I stand up and run into the hall. Help! He's dying! Someone help! All the doctors and nurses look at me with disgust. Please, I plead. When they don't answer, I go back to Donnie passing the DNR label on his dorm room door. I start trying to do chest compressions. Instead, my hands crash through his chest his old brittle ribs breaking underneath my hands. I feel his insides. I break into sobs. Help! I scream out to no avail. I collapse with Donnie, tears running down my face. I hug him with my eyes closed as his machine keeps flatlining. I hear a doctor finally come in. Time of death, 5:05. I hear the scratch of a pen, then receding footsteps. That was an experience. That was certainly an experience. Wow. That was, my God, man. Uh, Angst with happy ending. Yeah, I guess that is a happy ending. And it's still fucking going. There's still more parts to this. I'm gonna, I'm gonna have to come back to this, aren't I? That was, I'm upset that it happened. To be honest, it was very funny. Uh, it was also it's fucking stupid. I don't have words to describe that, honestly. You know what? I think that's good. I think we're fine. I think we'll be fine.